Greetings. Welcome to the first ever Bucket Fire podcast. My name's Caleb Coder, and with us today we have Dahl Crane, who is a employment specialist with Cultivate Initiatives. This is the first ever Bucket Fire podcast. Look at that.
That's awesome.
It is. I love that we're doing a bucket fire because I think it kind of captures the scrappy nimbleness that Cultivate Initiatives is.
Definitely. Didn't you start on the side of your house with like fires and food and stuff?
Yeah, we called it the side yard. Really a gathering place for our neighbors to come and...
Yeah, I never came to the side yard. But
What was your first interaction, or how'd you hear about Cultivate Initiatives?
Jesse. Well,
Jesse?
first Becca.
Okay.
And then Jesse. And Jesse just kept telling me to come because, I was taking off. I was born and raised here in Portland, and I'd been on the streets as a kid, but I didn't consider that homeless.
Mm-hmm. And so Jesse was like, hey, you got to come.
Yep.
You came to
Cultivate on 122nd, and it was a house business thing, but that's okay here in Portland, so it didn't even faze me that a lot of people... I had a boxing ring in my carport, so whatever. And yeah, it was awesome. We went out picking up garbage from the homeless camps. We talked to them. At first we had, I think, one truck. There was another truck always over there, but I don't know if it ran. Or it was somebody's that was not here. They were in California or something. Beard. And he came back now, but yeah. So we didn't mess with that truck, but we would meet at the sites and do the work, and then we'd drive home, and yeah, it's crazy.
And you would get paid cash at the end of the day?
Well, when I first started, it was, I'd get paid cash $60 at the end of the day, which was cool, because Canon, I was a little mad sometimes about that too, because Canon, I could go make I had routes that I could go make $100 on. And it was hard to go do those routes and then come to work too. That wasn't going real well for me. I tried for a while.
Yeah.
You probably can recall that now that I tell you that. You'll be like, oh.
It makes,
makes a little sense now,
But I mean, it's sleeping rough, being in survival, and
coming to,
learning to move beyond that. It's not overnight, is it?
No, it's not overnight at all.
Yeah. So you went through the intern program, completed that, got hired on.
Yeah.
Were you still in your camper?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my RV the whole time.
In your RV, you're now employed full-time?
Working, yeah.
Okay.
And then about a couple months later, that move in Multnomah happened. And Wyatt showed up, and she was talking to some other people. I was standing there, but she wasn't talking to me, but she was talking about this house that they just came from looking at, and it was just gorgeous, and she had already told the landlord about the mama dog and the baby dog, and I was like, wait a minute, why? I'm the only one that has a mama dog, and Jessie has her baby dog here now, so what are you talking about? She said, you'll see. That's not nice. And then that evening she told us, Connor, our housing guy, we only had one housing guy at the time.
Mm-hmm. So you were able to get
we got into housing.
A year subsidy for a year.
We paid our bills, and it took a minute, to get used to all that, because I've been out on the streets for a long time, and
I remember there for a while.
Everyone's mad about it, huh?
You had keys to, right?
Yeah.
Your new home.
I talked about, and I was still sleeping in my RV.
Yeah.
I know.
I think, right, it's like we talk about just that, we're used to being in survival.
Yeah, it was hard.
And to expect these, flippant,
quick
services
changes,
or quick change,
or even, I don't know. Because, before that, I raised my two sons in a home. I owned a home at the bottom of Rocky Butte, divorce, just, things happen in life. And then my kids moved out. Both my parents passed away. It was like, what the fuck am I staying here for? My little
Mm.
brother's in a different state now, so I was just like, yeah, I'm leaving.
Mm. So tragedy
Yeah, I felt like it, yeah.
and
So then
loss of.
yeah, just everything. So then I bought an RV intentionally and went out to Barton
Mm.
by Estacade. It's a way more, not this, whatever that is, this urban or suburban or whatever. There's not a lot of houses. Houses are way far away from each other. It's farms more. And so I went and stayed on a farm for a while in my RV, and then whatever happened, and I ended up in Portland again in my RV,
Yeah.
and I'm working here.
So what's your job title?
Now,
Yeah.
so I'm an employment specialist, and I have a whole team now that works with the intern program. It's fucking crazy, kid. It's amazing.
What does a day in the life of Doll look like here for you?
It still kind of changes a lot, but so right now I do the orientation and everything, oversee all the intern program that we started at the Safe Rest Village.
Mm-hmm.
So now on every other Monday we do orientation, but every Monday and Wednesday I'm spending like after our morning meeting here, I kind of get my stuff together and I go down there. It's crazy. It's so cool. And I go down there and I spend about 3 hours, 2.5 hours, seeing if anyone I can help them progress along with anything that they're working on already, or explain to other neighbors that might have thought they heard something about it, and explain to them how it all works. And we have avenues for them even after they do the intern, the 5 days with us. They get to pick. We have Cascadia clusters, which is a construction building thing. They take them from learning your personal safety equipment to building tiny homes. And then there's a Stone Soup, which is a culinary school. It's pretty amazing. We just went and toured them the other day, and they have like accounts they're making like over 1,800 meals a day.
Wow.
Like a lot. And they cater to like allergens and stuff. They're pretty cool. It's a great vibe there, and our people from the SRV can choose to go there. And these are all 3-month little courses that they get paid for.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, not only do they still have me helping them, but they have a person from there too helping them to try and find work into whatever field they might choose, and hopefully by then they might be getting into some housing. And yeah.
Are you working with people that you used to live on the street with?
I more now work with some of those, and then not as much as the SRV. More was here, but
But you used to work
oh, yeah.
a lot with neighbors that you had.
Especially in the last year, and at first too, because it's all word of mouth. Everybody on the street talks about Cultivate initiatives, and they want to come do the intern program because we are different.
What do you think's different? What makes this group of people different?
Because I think it's I don't know, it's more real. Like you walk into I'd been out there on the streets for a minute. I got help from some places, and not a lot, like food. There's always places you can go eat. There's always someone handing out food. But yeah, usually like maybe a sleeping bag or something like that, or not much. I didn't take much from people when I was at that. I was kind of prideful, like I didn't want to. I was really embarrassed the first time some lady just randomly walked up and handed me money. I was like, oh my gosh, wow. I was a PE teacher in Portland for 12 years, so there was a lot that, like, I would wonder or worry, like, is this one of the kids I taught? And so, yeah.
So different of like you sleeping bags, or a tent, which food important, right?
Yeah.
Necessities. But kind of transactional, perhaps.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean?
I think, as you had said, of like the beautiful and messy thing of Cultivate initiatives is that we are real.
Yeah.
And that part of that, I think, is like wanting to not just have these transactional services.
Oh yeah, no.
But
It's,
uh,
it's relationship. We're building, yeah,
we
a
often
community where
yeah.
we are. People come here and they know that they're somehow they're gonna be all right, even if they kind of don't act all right. Sometimes they know that even if we ask them to leave for that minute, they're gonna be able to come back and we're really gonna try and. I always say, cultivate, change my life, and if I can help somebody or assist them in any way, what do they need? What do you need? I'm gonna try and change their life too, because it's not so bad to change. Change is gonna happen anyway. Change happens every day, no matter what. You cannot do nothing about it. You could try and stop it, but things are gonna change. And so why not have them change like into a way that you're wanting it to change into, not just going along with whatever's happening to you.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I spend a lot of time, in my life. So now I don't.
Yeah. You went on vacation
Why you always talk about that?
recently, right?
Yeah.
Which was a big milestone or benchmark.
Yeah, because I mean, we used to go on vacation every year when I was a kid, and then my dad and mom were like that. But then I rented a spot in a campground, not realizing it was Memorial Day weekend, and took my RV up to Clear Lake, and me and my friend and our dogs, and we stayed for the week. We were gone for like 2 weeks though, because I work 4 10s, so I get 3 days off every week. So I planned it right so that it would.
And you had PTO
Yeah.
that you used
Yeah,
for it,
and vacation time.
vacation time. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was awesome. And money to go
money,
and
yeah.
do it.
Shifting a little bit, but what breaks your heart?
Breaks my heart that it's just like people are just like thrown out there, and or things happen, and then you get treated just a whole different way. It's like you're just dirty and gross to everybody, and they're just mad that you're even like breathing their air, much less trying to come in the store and buy something. And they're pretty sure you're not in there to buy nothing. And yeah, and then it starts to make you angry. And it took a while for that to happen, but I remember feeling just like, fuck y'all. And that's messed up. That breaks my heart to feel like that, to be that mad at everybody or everything or whatever, and just mad. It's not good. It's not a good place to be. I love that I'm happy all the time now.
Well, I'm glad you, because that was my next question. What puts wind in your sails, makes you giggle?
Just that rawness, seeing people just like be okay with themselves, like finally, or just relax for a second, because again, when you're surviving, or just when you have to be out there and it's freaking freezing, or the rats are crawling around, or the bugs are coming, or whatever is happening, the bad people are coming, whatever it is, you're always just, your shoulders are up, you're tense, you're on guard, I guess. And to just be able to, they come here and they relax, they get in the shower, they get their laundry done, they'll eat, they'll sit there and get a talk and asked, really, how are you doing? And we mean it, like.
Which I think is the opposite of, right, our neighbors are used to being watched, but not seen.
Yeah, no, and heard, but not heard. They're, yeah,
I
irritated by the sound they're making instead of just somebody listening to them. And
that's.
I think a lot of that happens. That kind of breaks my heart and also makes me happy because, I know a lot of people that really, really do care. And you always know that, even when you're like out there, you know that somewhere, but it's easy to not know it. It's easy to forget it.
Which I think is why
Do you see
community
the paintings? No.
and relationships are so important, because we can't do this on our own.
Oh no.
And
We can't.
to be a group of people that are safe, supportive, and full of opportunities, that requires the collective. Doll,
It was cool
it's
hanging
been a
out
joy.
with you.
I think what's special is that this isn't a one-off conversation. But
Definitely not.
we had have had many bucket fire conversations and will continue. And I just want to thank you for um, you show up on a daily basis and you bring hope. You bring hope to me, and so thanks for being willing to share and
Yeah.
try new things.
Thanks for asking.